Spencer, I'm surprised people don't call the Asus ROG Ally. They call it the ROG. Why don't they just call it the ROG?
Why don't they call it the ROG Elite?
Yeah.
That's way point.
Like I understand saying ROG it's not cute.
I got my ROG.
I got my ROG.
But
as I was looking up videos for the ROG, everyone's like, "Oh, the ROG." And I'm like, that doesn't make it any more cool.
I mean, the OG is still, ROG is down and dirty, but it gets the job done.
I used to live on a street called Vagides. And yeah. And I used to say, but what I used to tell people about it, I used to say Vagettis, like
Vegeta, like vegetable. Vegeta.
So I just couldn't say vag all the time. Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 90 of Unqualified Game Chat. I'm your host, Azario Lopez, and with me, as always, for 90 episodes. How many? Almost 2 years. Probably 2 years because of all the weeks. Because of all the weeks we missed.
Yeah, like we started in 2021 and early in the year. Because our first episode we talked about Resident Evil Village because the trailer with Lady Dimitrescu.
Oh yeah, it's still kicking.
It's been a long time.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's kind of an eventful episode. I had nothing planned for episode 90, but I feel like we have a lot to talk about. And I think
first off, we're breaking up.
First off, over. First off, this is the last podcast.
This is the final. Just kidding.
Well. Some cleanup, I guess. We haven't done an episode in 3 weeks because, again, stupid press events. Plus,
I had to watch my parents' house for a week.
That, and I stupidly took on 3 enormous games to review.
I don't know how you came out the other side alive. That's a lot.
Immortals of Avium, great game. I do think that if you like action shooters, you should definitely play it. It's probably gonna disappear in the big mess of all the games that released at the end of August. But it is a game I would look out for an easy winter game. It's cold. No one's hanging out because it's so cold and you're snowed in. I'll buy Immortals of Avium for $20.
Perfect price point, the perfect time.
The perfect price point. It's a 20-hour adventure, 20 to 30-hour adventure. You'll get what you pay for.
All you freaks who say I need an hour per dollar, you'll get that, even though you're free.
Yeah. I don't think that
voice is horrible.
I can't put a price on fun.
Yeah, I would rather have 5 really well designed, amazing, concise hours for $20 than 20 really boring because it was 5 hours stretched out hours. Personally,
that does kind of touch on my one of my topics that I had today to talk about. An issue came up where our friends at Eurogamer
I saw your sassy tweet. Saw that.
Put out
I was like, Azario, you're always picking fights.
Put out a letter to Bethesda saying why they're not going. Well, a letter to the readers, letting them know why they won't get a Starfield review code or review out at embargo. And evidently, maybe Bethesda, the PR agencies are different than they are in the U.S. They're different for the European journalists. And maybe they weren't doing early review codes. Bandai does this as well. Bandai has 2 different PR companies that run the European and the US. Sometimes the European journalists get codes weeks before a game comes out, and the US gets codes 2 days before the game
Lots
comes
of
out.
companies do that. There's a Canadian Nintendo PR company. There's an American. There's a
There's
European.
yeah.
Like lots of companies do it.
Different PR agencies handle different regions.
Yeah.
And how they distribute codes is different depending on who their boss is and who the team is, how the team is led. In America, Nintendo of America only gives out about 25 review codes.
Yeah.
To US outlets.
It's nuts.
And then they'll give out some on release day. They'll hold it. We're on the launch day list, I guess. For
most people I know are Nintendo launch day. Like you have to be the real titans to get
yeah you got to be up there. You got to be up there. And I attribute that to just putting in the work. A lot of these sites have been around since 2010, 2011, and they're still kicking. I come at it from a point where Eurogamer, that sucks. You didn't get a code. But we're never entitled codes. And if I could complain, if I complained every time I didn't get a code, oh my God, your timeline would be full of code complaints. I just don't think the idea that like not only did they put that out, but they had all their journalist friends quote tweeted shaming Bethesda.
This needs to change.
Yeah. They're shaming Bethesda, they're shaming gamers, they're shaming the PR agencies.
How do you think that's gonna?
Yeah,
I can't imagine sending that out being like, this will change it all. This will make them go. When has a company ever gone, oh my God, I didn't know you felt that way. I'm sorry, I'm wrong. When has a company ever done that? Ever?
I hate the idea too that it's like journalists against gamers, like it's us against them.
I really don't like that. That's always
it's, and you know what, like stuff like this makes it worse because the journalist will be like, oh, you didn't know that this is how it works, like very condescending, when I've learned after training so many people to get them started into writing, normal gamers don't know anything about the industry, and I do not blame you at all, because I have worked as a journalist, I've worked in a PR agency, I've seen it from both sides of the industry, I understand how it works, and I try to share that knowledge the best I can, but I don't shame gamers for not knowing.
I don't think you should ever shame someone for not being aware of something. Like, go out, if it's something important, like educate them and be like, oh, hopefully, like, I don't know, it's hard to, I think most people don't avoid learning things, I would hope. So it's really just like, why would the average gamer know any, like, it's like if you went to McDonald's and they were like, you don't know how the machines work here. It's like, no, I'm not on that side of the desk. Like,
yeah,
if you don't do it for like a living or for money or for passion, like you don't have any reason to. Most people aren't Googling like how the ice cream machine works.
Yeah,
it's not. You don't need to know. And honestly, there's so much information out there in the world, especially now. Like, you can't just learn everything. Like, you just focus on the things that interest you or that you need to know or whatever. I don't know. I mean, like, it's different if they're making claims like, I know how this works. You know they don't, then yeah, okay, definitely. Yeah. But if they just don't know, I don't really see the reason to put them down for that.
I never feel entitled to receive a code. If I don't get a code, I'll buy the game if we need to review it. If we absolutely need to review it, we have done it before at Noisy Pixel. We've done it plenty of times. And
I feel like every outlet has. Like, that is just part of it. Is sometimes it's like, whether it's a really limited code set or whether it's something going on, whatever. Like, I think every outlet has comped or bought things just because you. At the end of the day, it's just like, oh, the show goes on. Like, you can't. Yeah, that's a weird situation.
Yeah, on that note, there was a preview event that it was overbooked, so we were uninvited to it recently.
Yeah, that's rough.
And it was a little tough to swallow, but brother, I didn't go on and write this is why we're not going to have previews of X games. This is why.
I think it's just the result of we're a terminally online society now, so everything has to be a battle.
In my head, that long paragraph that was written there the time that it took for like 4 or 5 people to probably copy edit that, and like make sure it's flowed well and stuff.
Yeah.
That time could have been spent maybe bringing awareness to an indie game or spreading some news about gaming in general. This is like
we're not gonna have a review on launch day because we didn't get a code anyway.
Yeah, move on. Like who woke up that day and was like, 2 more days, can't wait for Eurogamer's Starfield review. Can't wait. I'm so excited for it. Nobody.
Even if there were people like that, literally just a tweet like, hey, we can get a code.
Yeah.
That's fine.
That's fine.
No one's going to be like, what do you mean you didn't get a code?
Oh my God.
The Eurogamer I know would have gone code.
And now you know why journalists don't really hang out with me that much.
It's just a weird. I don't like when I was earlier in the game industry, when I had less time in it, I really wanted to try and like fix the gap between like readers and games journalists. I just don't think it's gonna happen. Like
no, I do think that the work that we do, Spencer, the conversations we have here, the reviews that we put out, how we cover the industry, I do think that it makes positive changes, and you see it with like the core gaming sphere, the core gamers, how they receive their news and how they share it. They're quick to jump on. I would rather share from this outlet that I know that I trust than share from this outlet that I know they have layoffs all the time. It's like it's like gamers do know. They know who to call out. They know who to
support.
Yeah, I do think that change is happening, but on the scale of loudness, we don't really see it that much. But I definitely see it, at least with this show, and the comments that we get, and
we have a nice.
Yeah,
it's like the general perception I think is always going to be skewed because there's always some embarrassing situation every month.
So you heard it here first. The listeners of this show are the real gamers.
It's true. You're the truest gamers. Anyone who says otherwise, you should tell them to watch the podcast and pay the Patreon and give us money.
Everyone else is fake.
Subscribe and like and favorite and share.
So no, gamers aren't entitled to review, but I will tell you, Noisy Pixel got a Starfield review.
What an Azario twist! But
yeah. If you're having code problems, I feel bad for you, son, because I got 99 problems, but a Starfield code A1.
What?
Yeah, it's so I guess this episode I kind of want to talk about Starfield. Did you ever play Skyrim?
I did. I was obsessed with Oblivion when I played Morrowind a shit ton because in the Xbox I was like, I want to play. I can't play Grand Theft Auto, but Morrowind I can run a person's house with a big hammer and kill them, so that's close enough. So I'd play Morrowind completely wrong, but play it and have a really good time. And then Oblivion came out. I remember when you step out of the sewer, that was a big moment of me being like, whoa, this is the next generation of gaming. Look at how, if I can see it, I can go to it. And my fondness for Oblivion has only bolstered over the years because of all the stupid, silly shit has made it way funnier. And then I played Skyrim when it came out, and I was like, wow, this is a huge improvement in a lot of ways, although I missed the goofy nonsense. And then I played Fallout 3 in New Vegas and 4, but I don't have an Xbox, and I don't like gaming on my PC because it makes me feel like I'm working.
Yeah,
So I don't
I
know when I'm
can't,
going to play Starfield. Maybe
I,
Steam does it run okay? I don't know.
so I tried running Starfield on the ROG.
Uh-huh.
It
The
didn't,
RNG.
it didn't work that well. But what did work is remote play very
Oh,
well.
I
Remote
always
play.
think about getting an Xbox like Series S because it's cheap and I can, but I don't know. That's a lot of money. I'll play
Yeah,
Starfield one.
that's what I've been trying to tell people. It's like if you just want to play the Xbox games and you don't give a shit about graphics or anything like that,
You
get
know,
the S.
it's like
Um,
just thinking about it.
the S also has like phenomenal emulation,
No,
like
no,
like super cool, super good refresh rate and how it handles like retro fighters and stuff like that. Oh, the pixels look so good.
that's
So
pretty cool.
yeah, if ever you're trying to get into that, the S is like a beast
I always
for
think about it.
emulation.
Xbox shit's the big hole where that I haven't played anything beyond like the original Xbox, and even then I didn't play Halo or anything. So I gotta one day.
So so on the Skyrim question,
Oh,
I believe that Bethesda knows its audience with its games
oh,
because
100%.
because from Fallout 3 to Skyrim, you can kind of connect how they all are very similar.
Well,
Um, and people that think that Starfield, just because it's newer, is going to deviate from what makes a Bethesda game is insane.
yeah,
I think from its early moments, Starfield was ambitious, but um, I think it's a great game.
it looks interesting. I don't know anything like I avoided pretty much. Well, not avoided. I just never clicked on Starfield news because I was like, I won't play it for a long time anyway. So I really like. It'll be interesting when I play because I have no idea what to expect. I just in my head I assumed it was like, oh, Fallout 4 in space, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
So I clocked in 66 hours,
No.
and um, I don't know how much of that was just like chilling though. It says
Yeah.
66 hours on my playtime,
Yeah.
but I put the controller down a few times. Got the code
So
on the 17th. So, yeah,
all my games have like 5 hours inflated from falling asleep or
yeah. So,
them doing chores.
yeah, exactly. Going to the bathroom, forgetting that you have the game running.
Like, oh, I'm downloading a game and I have the other game on, but then I go do stuff.
Exactly. There. So, no, spoiler free.
Go ahead.
The opening sucks. The
I heard
first,
that.
the first hour, terrible.
Uh-huh.
Once I hit 12 hours, I wanted to restart my game because of that. The knowledge that I had after 12 hours of playing, I wanted to take back into the early game to be like, oh, those are the materials I need. I saw so much of that in this moment. You know, it really sucks at teaching you what to do.
So you got resource hoard everything you can click.
So
Yeah.
I agree, but
Yeah.
your ship doesn't have storage until later.
Oh, sucks. Yeah.
And on
So
top of
then what prioritize?
yeah, and on top of that, when you're buying stuff, I haven't tried this with the outpost, but if you have a shit ton of iron in your ship and you're trying to convert it to use the iron to craft, you actually have to have it equipped, not on your ship. It has to be equipped onto you. They need to fucking change that. If that's not, because I have not done this in the out where I built an outpost and I put all my stuff in the storage and then try to buy something. I haven't done that, so I do not know if that works. Saying it out loud, I do wish I tried. But this stuff is not in the review. These are just little pain points that I have with the with my experience. So you're only hearing this now. This is not in my review. So there is that. Like you have to have the iron on you to craft it, but it weighs you down so much. So it's just annoying. It's just annoying. If it's on your ship storage, let you access it. They let you do that in Fallout 76. So I don't know why they don't let you do it here. It's kind of silly.
Yeah.
But it's a Bethesda game.
Overriding fun is always a problem. It's like, well, you couldn't get it. Like, that wouldn't work IRL. It's like, be a lot more convenient.
I hate the discourse and the expectations of this game are so out of left field of what people expect. We need to remember Bethesda's the developer. Remember what kind of games they make. They are storytellers. This game has an excellent story. The main quest, although has a really shitty opening, the main quest gets fucking epic. And there's stuff that I can't talk about that happens, and they embargoed it until the actual launch day, not the early access launch day. Really cool stuff happens, Spencer. And the main quest is like supposed to be like 30 hours long. But then even the side quests are super long, very intricate. The characters, well written. Romance sucks.
Yeah,
your character is the worst character because you're basically, you're just an amnesiac fucking miner. Like nothing. The opening is this. The opening, you're a miner. You touch an artifact. You see this vision of like the universe really quick, like 5 seconds. Then you're attacked. Then this guy lands with a ship and it's like, oh, you touched the artifact. You have to go to this secret organization, give it to them because they have a bunch of the same artifacts, and now you have to collect artifacts. Take my ship. So now you're just given a ship, bro. This is the first 10 minutes.
Oh my god, that's a lot to have. About like a 60-hour game.
Who's attacking me? Who's this dude that just gave me his ship for no reason? Why is this my first day on the job? Why does everyone trust me so much? It is and then you're attacked, and then you're taught how to dogfight, and the fucking flying is so stupid. But you get used to it, and then it becomes kind of fun.
Yeah.
Because you absolutely don't need to craft a new ship. You absolutely don't need to build outposts. They have all these little things that
things that aren't really necessary.
They're not necessary. You don't have to craft guns if you don't want to. You'll find amazing weapons. It's a fun adventure, but it's definitely what you put in. If you're putting in an hour and you're actually playing an hour, at the end of that hour, you will feel rewarded. Even if you think a little some part is silly or you're doing busy work, you will want to return. Every day I was excited to return to this game. And that's great. There is problems with it. There is problems with it, but I think it's a fun game.
That's intriguing. It has me more excited than most of the things I've heard. So
yeah. There's like people that write for like IGN and Game Informer where they'll start a tweet off with, I haven't played the game, but I think it's gonna like not be good and not be for me and stuff, just going into the discourse. And I think that's so counterintuitive.
Discourse rules all now.
We got to be a part of the conversation even when we're not.
Those impressions.
I need those followers. I need those.
It's in people's brains. Can't we all just be like, hey, it's not even freaking out yet? Or I've give it too. I'm not. We've all done it. I'm just saying it's not good.
Oh yeah,
it's just not good.
I was a big part of the no censorship crowd early on in 2013. Remember? I was you guys, I was such a weeb in 2013. I used to do Waifu Wednesday posts. I used to fucking have an anime avatar. I would do it all.
Rocks.
Yeah, it was like my like fuck it attitude, you know.
Is your
And when they did it when they released Fatal Frame digitally only on the Wii U in America. Oh, couldn't stop me. Couldn't stop the tweets. My fingers were like da, 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 da.
See, so learn from us. We've all been there.
We've all been there.
But you gotta rise above.
Yeah,
You know?
it's
the only way it's gonna not get.
it doesn't it never helps to be that guy.
I've done that like this year, and I shouldn't have. Like when Forspoken came out, I just tweeted 4 out of 10 spoken. I didn't even play it. I saw trailers and thought it looked annoying, and that's bad. I should have done that, but it was funny. So
it's pretty funny.
So I did it. But,
it's pretty funny.
You know, it is bad. You know,
I bought that game the other day.
Oh, did you? It's interesting. What did you?
One day I'll play it.
Yeah.
No, I'll never play it. I will never play that game.
But it's on the shelf now.
Yeah, maybe when I'm 50. I don't know.
In between Ace Attorney and
I've been playing a lot of Armored Core 6. I've been returning to that a lot.
Everyone I know is playing Armored Core now.
It's funny seeing the people like talk about how hard it is, and like
is it because they're approaching a frame roll dodge Souls mindset.
Well, I was talking to the developers of the Armored Core at the preview event, and they were saying that they were scared that people would think it was too easy.
Wow.
And like
they overestimate modern audiences.
So for anyone playing Armored Core 6, the bosses, you have to change gear. You have to change gear. Like realistically, in an AC game, you would change gear every mission to fit what the mission calls. Now, you don't need to do that, but like if it's a timed mission, you're gonna want a fast AC, so you get parts that are really fast and let you do things in a certain amount of time. But each boss has a specific weapon that they are weak against. So you fight them a few times and you figure out their patterns. One boss literally took me 5 hours to beat.
Wow. That's a throwback to like PS2 days, kind of like retrying over.
Yeah, and it's honestly my fault because I was so stubborn. I was so stubborn that I didn't want to
me fucking game. I'll be like, I can find a shortcut, and it takes way longer.
Yeah,
than just doing the path. But I'm like, no, I'm jumping and do it. That's 100% gonna happen to me if I play that game.
What was fun though is like the skills that I gained in that 5 hours of dying over and over to this fucking boss. I think it was the 3rd or 4th chapter end boss. But the skills that I learned over and over fighting him, like I brought that into the next chapter and I was just killing it, dude. I was like I had all these moves. My reflexes were 10 out of 10. I was killing it. I was killing it. Did you get to play Baldur's Gate 3?
No. Do you want to know what I've been playing? It's not even time.
Crash Bash.
No. The PS1 game. I used to play that with my neighbor all the damn time, and I was playing TV. Like,
now you wish you were playing Crash Bash?
Oh, play Crash Bash. I wish I was playing as Crash. No, I bought it at launch. I bought Marvel's Midnight Suns at launch, and just so much shit happened since then that I didn't play. And I finally started playing it last week, and it fucking slaps. I've never played XCOM ever. I just really like Marvel comic books, so I was like, oh, this is like a weird assortment of characters that aren't typically in things. So I'd like to see. I didn't know anything about the game. Like, I knew it was like a tactics-ish game. I didn't know it was card-based, whatever. I wouldn't even describe it as card-based, it technically is. So I bought it, and then I got all the DLC because I was like, whoa, Venom, Deadpool, wow. Then I didn't play it for like 8 months because I kept having to do other stuff. I finally started playing it, and it fucking rocks, and It has a really interesting social system, even though it's very obvious that Marvel was like, no dating because we don't want online discourse about why can't I date Spider-Man? Why can't I date this person? Because Marvel's all protective about their. It makes sense, but it's really stupid in the game because like you become really really good friends with everybody. Where you're like they're like I hate spending time with everyone else. I want to hang with you. You're my favorite, and you're like I like being near you. And then you guys hang out. And you're like when this is all over, you should join the X-Men. This rocks. Okay, see ya. And it's like it's very
What?
goofy, and then the gameplay is like it's insanely fun. You're using abilities to like smack shit into each other on this board, and man, it was the exact game. You know when you play a game and you're like, this is exactly the game I wanted. I should have been playing right now. This is hitting the spot, and it is because I got all these characters I like. I'm playing as Spider-Man. I'm playing as Blade. I'm playing as fucking Deadpool and
Who are you most sexually attracted to?
out of the characters in the game, Magic from the X-Men, because I grew up an X-Men kid.
Is Ghost Rider in there?
And the best one, Robbie Reyes, and he's also very attractive.
Yeah.
It's tough.
You got a lot to pick from.
There's a lot. There's a lot of
contenders.
Everything is covered. If you like British vampires, Morbius is in it. If you like Deadpool, just in general, because he's there. He wears his mask all the time for budget reasons. It rocks. It's a really. I'm having an amazing time playing it. It's got all these characters I like. It's got all this gameplay I like, and I'm it's at the point for a long time. Like when I'm playing games, I'll be like, okay, I just want to get to the end, and like that was fun. But with this, I'm like, I'm not doing side stuff because I feel like I have to. I'm like, I want to stretch it out a little bit. I want to do a little bit of this. I want to get a little extra. I want my character to hang out a little bit more with Storm. So it's I don't know,
that's what I hate about like some of the Marvel games that kind of fall through the cracks.
Yeah,
like the Guardians of the Galaxy game.
And that game rocked.
It's like
you can check out the Bonanza video of it right now.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like those games just so good, and like
they're just Avengers support for like 3 years.
There is so the problem like with when we were growing up, there was like a new game release like every 2 months. A big game would come out every 2 months, but now it's like fucking insane.
Because all those kids grow up, they want to make games, so there's always games, which is cool, but it's also like holy moly. And it's a bummer because these Marvel games are like way higher quality than when I was a kid, and I was playing the GameCube Fantastic Four beat 'em up, where I was playing. I mean, there were exceptions. Most Spider-Man games are at the baseline fun. They're definitely very like amazing and awful. But
every Spider-Man game I've played has been very entertaining. Even the movie, the ones based on the movie, entertaining.
Yeah, I read 2 rocks. There was a fun Hulk game, but then there were like a couple fun X-Men games, but then there'd be like movie tie-in games. But now like Guardians of the Galaxy and Marvel's Midnight Suns are like really consistently. People love Marvel Snap. I'm not a huge multiplayer kind of guy, so I didn't play a lot of Marvel Snap, but I completely understand the appeal.
Yeah, a lot of people talk about Snap.
So it's like, man, I'm really hopeful that we're continuing this era of really good licensed games, because like Spider-Man 2, it's my most anticipated game this whole year. I cannot wait for Spider-Man 2.
I'm glad it's coming around the holiday season, so I'll be able to play it over Christmas.
Yeah. Oh man, the day it comes out, fuck. Spider-Man, so good. I can't wait for Spider-Man 2. I love it. Yeah, it's just like in a lot of ways there's too many games and not enough games at the same time, but once in a while you find something that is really well suited to you, and that's been me with Midnight. So I don't know if I would play XCOM after, just because I'm a lot like it's fun, but I also heavily enjoy the Marvel side because I've always been a comic book nerd. So I'm really happy that, especially because this is very much more like comic oriented. So they're like referencing comic events rather than like the movie version of the event, like Civil War and stuff.
Were you ever into XCOM?
No, I've never played it. I think I got one for free through like PS Plus. I had it on my Vita, but I never played it. So I don't know.
XCOM's good.
I could, yeah.
Very fun game.
Maybe I'll try the one. Maybe I'll try the one I have one day. I just like, I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm I thought I had something I wanted to play after this, but right now I'm just really.
Did you beat Final Fantasy 16?
I did.
I have
And
not. I have not beat it.
Well, the reason I beat it was I was like, I'm not playing a single other thing till this game's fucking done.
Oh, lucky.
Because after the appendix and blah blah, like all this shit got in the way, and I was like, that's it. I'm fucking done. I'm playing Final Fantasy 16 to the end now.
All the Final Fantasy 16 voice actors are putting out audition videos for Mario characters.
Good. I like it a lot.
I'm into it.
I know everyone noticed that in Wonder he sounded a little different, and especially the Wario game they announced. I don't even know if that one was before, but Wario sounds different too. So I don't know. Curious what happened there.
Kind of sad, huh?
It is, especially because like it doesn't. So like the average person might not seem like it does a lot because mostly just like noises and the occasional word, but like Wario's whole character is his voice, like his look and his voice. Like there's like this nasty like grossness to him that's so funny, and like so much like the reason I love Wario so much is he's like that archetype of like the evil version, but instead of being like edgy and annoying, he's just gross and stupid. So he's like the opposite of Mario, and then he just farts and shit. Like it rocks, and a lot of that charm comes from Charles Martinet being like, oh yeah, like it's like weird groans and shit. So I don't know. It'll be weird. I mean, like Mickey Mouse and shit have had tons of voices, so it was gonna happen because Mario's not gonna stop. So it makes sense, but it'll be a weird adjustment because Mario's never had, another voice in a game. So like in the same regard as like Mickey switching voices or something, Mario hasn't done that yet. So
it's pretty incredible.
Yeah, it is really, because he hasn't voiced as long as I've been alive. Mario 64 came out 96, right?
Yeah,
when I was born. So and I had like Mario Teaches Typing, which was I think the first thing that he did the voice in. And I remember it creeped me out as a kid because it was like the mocap face. But like he's always done it, so I feel bad for whoever's taking over, because no matter what, a lot of people are going to be like, there is no other Mario, not my Mario. Like, but I get why.
Were you able to meet him ever?
No, that would have been cool. I mean, he's not dead. I could still meet him. I don't know why I said it like would have been cool. I'm sure. I mean, it's possible still. Yeah, no, that'd be cool. Because like he voiced a lot of Mario characters, so I don't know. It's interesting.
I was able to interview him at some Game Fest event thing, but really nice, really fun. He
seems
dude.
Remarkably nice. Yeah.
Yeah, very, very emotional when he talks, very engaged to the conversation. Not like oblivious to events and like what to say. He's well media trained.
That's good. You want to be my Nintendo. Surely Nintendo is like the masters.
Yeah, he's in the know. He's definitely in the know. Like he knows the industry. He's like, it's really cool to meet a voice actor like him, who you would expect to just like kind of be like kind of airheaded,
he's like, this is how you record for a doll. He goes, hey kids, I love you. I'm your friend. Blah, blah, blah. All right, see you. And he walks out the door. Yeah, I can be like that, but he's actually cool.
Well. Episode 90.
We did it.
We did it. Here's to 10 more till we get to 100. Maybe we'll do something fun. Maybe we won't.
Maybe. We'll see.
It'll happen during our 5-year anniversary of Noisy Pixel.
Oh my God. 5. Oh my God. That's crazy.
October's 5 years.
Crazy. It's absolutely nutty. This COVID really was a time skip of life. Like so many things that weren't that long ago are now that long ago. And it's weird. It's very strange. I feel so old. 27 now. I'm so old.
Thanks everyone for listening. Let us know your thoughts on Starfield after you play it.
And so tell me if you like more Midnight Suns.
I'll talk about Midnight Suns with anybody. This is the first episode in a while that we only talked about video games. It's interesting.
True. Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll be at PAX for the rest of the week. Hold my calls. I'll be at my house.
Right there. So, give me a ring.
Have a good week, everyone.
Buddy.
Voice e pixel.